I've also been working on fortifying the entire mesa. So I've got it. I've added the cobble all the way around, except for this cut through. I need to figure out how to make like a gate that like pops up and then pops back down and prevents things from coming in, but also prevents. Oh, let me go sleep.
Yeah.
But also prevents lets carts in.
Hello, and welcome to the Obsidian Project Week 7 on DominateEye Live, and also on Psychic Dolphin Garage on Zach's stream.
Oh, yeah.
Whew, this has been a hell of a day for me. But hopefully, I'll be able to relax with a nice stream where nothing will go wrong. That's not true. There's already something gone wrong. My auto mod won't load, but we can hope. So yeah, this is week 7. If you heard a little bit of Zach's recap of last week's stream there, they have built a whole big, not big. It's not big. They have built their own satellite city. And last week we did a raid to, we helped him defend against a raid from pillagers, and then we went off on an expedition to sort of retaliatory raid a pillager tower, and we did some other stuff that I don't quite remember. So if you haven't seen that on my channel, I had to take it down to do some editing, but it is now up on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/DominateEye, EYE. It is the Obsidian Project Week 6, so you can find that video there. But yeah, I don't know exactly what we are planning to do today. I know that Adam's not with us, so construction is probably off the table for the most part. But yeah, where are you, Zach? Zach? Okay, well, I will sort of entertain y'all until Zach comes back. But yeah. So this is our storage area, which we did some work on last week, and I think there's been a little bit more work done on it off stream. I certainly hope so, because we've got a lot of items to sort and to put together. So let's see here. Let's go up to the bell tower, sort of take in the views, while I sort of have a look at what I still don't quite remember the function keys and what they do. Sort of take a look at our city challenge requirements for this stage. So, I think I'll pick this vista and pull up. Which stage are we on? 3, 4. We are on. We are working on stage 4. A city hall may be upgraded from town hall, which I could do that. A front door, a large meeting room, a town treasury, a town armory, at least 2 offices, at least 2 floors. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was already doing quite a bit of work on the town hall before. I could go ahead and just sort of work on that some more until Zach comes back, and then we can put something together. That sounds like a good idea. Stuff we need to get done anyway, you know? Okay. So... Okay. So what do we already have here? We have a front door, a large meeting room. Depends on what you consider large. This is our meeting room. I mean, we've got a double wide table. I'd say that's fairly large for Minecraft, especially considering, like, we only have about, I think, 6 like current inhabitants of this city. Not all of whom are online at the same time. Very few of whom are online right now. So I think, you know, we have that large meeting room pretty much covered. We have a town treasury. The town treasury and armory are essentially the same room. I'll go down and show y'all that. It's at the end of the storage room here. Town armory and treasury, yeah. Like, we have we kind of have both of those covered, I think, if that, like, counts. Secret private storage. If that'll satisfy the requirements, then that satisfies that requirement. At least 2 offices and at least 2 floors. So we can definitely, you know, put another floor up. I mean, I think if we had to, we could argue that this town hall does have 2 floors. It's just it has many floors, but most of them are underground. But I like the idea of building up a floor. Or do I, though, actually? Because if I was going to do that, I would have to either build into this spiral staircase, which right now goes up to the roof and then straight up to the bell tower, or I would have to find another place for stairs. I mean, theoretically, I could put some stairs here. I mean, I guess I could do that, couldn't I? That could work. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put some stairs here. We'll do a floor that goes up. We'll do a staircase going up 1 floor and build some offices up there. So, let's see. What all materials will I need? I'll need acacia fences. I'll need cobblestone. Looks like stairs and blocks. And then acacia logs. That's not going to be a problem. I think we have plenty of all of that. And then I'll need acacia planks and... Oh, what is this? Is this birch? Hang on. Birch slab, yeah. And then I'll need birch. Need some birch slabs. And some birch blocks. Okay. Acacia and birch and cobble is essentially the core materials. So, let's see here. Trying to find. Here we go. I should probably put some of this stuff back as well. Sand, dirt, gunpowder, bone, rotten flesh. Bone. Rotten flesh. Gunpowder. Let's see here. Well, I need some of this stuff anyway, so. Shouldn't need too many of the... I was just gonna say, I shouldn't need too many of the acacia logs, but then it turns out we don't have any planks. So, yes, in fact, I will need. And we don't have any stairs either. Okay. That's fine. What are we gonna do about the roof? The existing ceiling, I mean. I could just leave it as... That's an idea. What if we did acacia floor and then spruce ceiling and floor and then acacia ceiling on the second level? So that it sort of goes acacia, birch, theoretically, if we need to add more floors. That's an idea. Okay. Birch now. Okay. We have no birch logs. Do I need birch? Actually, I might not. We'll see. If I need it again later, I'll come back and get some. But I might not because I'm going to keep the 3 fences. I'll take the fences. Because I'm going to keep the birch ceiling that's already there. So that should be... I shouldn't need any birch. I need to put dirt and sand away. Weapons, tools, and armor. Spruce, birch, acacia, oak. Dark oak, jungle. Leaves, miscellaneous plants and flowers. Redstone components. Here we go. Here's sand. Now where's dirt? What the fuck happened here? The dark between the fucking stars invading our goddamn Minecraft world? What the fuck? Oh, this isn't even dirt. This is dirt. Here's dirt. Dirt. Okay. And I think that's everything that I really need. Yeah. Okay. Or, you know, this is acacia here. This is also acacia. And then this is acacia. What if we made birch the upper level? Like walls and floors and ceiling. That's an idea. Birch goes up, acacia goes down. Thematic. I like that. Well, I'm gonna keep the logs that I've got, and I didn't pick up any planks, so that's not gonna be a problem. I should probably sleep. I wonder if Zach's gonna be able to sleep. Are you back yet? Okay, well, that's not a problem. We can crack on. Can't sleep without him, though. Okay, well, I've at least set my respawn point so that if anything does happen. I need to go get some birch from the logging area. The lumber mill. I need to go get some birch from the lumber mill. So go get some from there. Shit. There you are. Fuck you. Nice. That, handled myself pretty well there, I think. I'm surprised. Oh, great. Well, fuck. They're sleeping. Zach, you there? Okay. Alright, well. I thought they came back because I saw the player sleeping thing pop up. Okay, so we don't have any birch. I mean, there's some birch there, but the beehives are on there. kind of concerned that we ran out of birch and don't seem to have any way to get any more. We probably have saplings somewhere. But I'm concerned the wood that we undoubtedly would have harvested isn't in the barrel there. Well, I suppose I could replace it later. Sort of just make everything slabs, not do anything fancy like this. Yeah. So what have we got? We've got our acacia fences, 3 of them. We don't have enough. We need to build more. We've got a bunch of acacia logs and a bunch of cobblestone. Okay. Alright. So what we need right now is to craft... Well, I don't think we had any stairs. Oh. Hey, you back? Okay. Need stairs. Hopefully that should be enough. And then we need fences. Let's go ahead and... That's a gate. Okay. There we go. "21 fences. Hopefully that's enough. Kind of annoyed if it isn't. Alright. Okay. Time to get building. Gonna start with the stairs. I don't like that I'm gonna have to break these panes, but I'm gonna have to break these panes. Huh, you could say it pains me. No. Well. Oh, come on. There we go. torch up there. Yeah. That's about right. Okay. Now, what are we gonna do here? Shit. Why don't we just... place these with regular cobblestone. We can reuse the slabs when we do the roof of the next floor, this floor that we're building right now. Shit. Oh, that's not right. There it is. It's like, where the fuck? Yeah. Well, I mean, we can use this, you know. And I think I'll just leave this gate here for easy access to the bell tower from the second floor. And I mean, never a bad idea to have a second staircase in case of, like, a fire or something. Okay. That's interesting. How the fuck did I mess this up this badly? Is it like that on the other side too? No. It's totally fine on the other side. So what the fuck? What the fuck? This, which, you know, goes directly into here. I mean, that's... yeah, that's all fine. Okay, well. Is what it is, I guess. Okay. Going around collecting all of my rubble. Going to repurpose. Don't think that I could. Now, what I'll have to do is just take some fences here and sort of... ah, no, those don't even connect. Okay, wonderful. Well. Cobblestone it is then. You know, give him an anchor point, that sort of thing. Go around back and take care of that covered up window. I mean, I guess I could leave them there. I guess I don't need to get rid of them. Continuity of style, you know, even if the window is blocked. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. So let's get out our cobblestone and start patching in these holes in the... Well, we're going to have to use cobblestone for now, at least. Because we don't have any birch with which to make planks. And there's like 3 planks in the chest, which is not enough to cover all these holes. Probably going to need to go get more cobblestone, actually. Okay. I forget. What's the frame like? One, two, three, 4. Okay. Now this is a good question. What are we going to do with this? Shit. There we go. It's sort of... Not exactly perfect, but it'll do. Okay, they're sleeping again.
Hello, Andrew. Are you
Hello.
there?
I was just
Hello.
coming in to sort of chat you and let you know that you'd muted both your microphone and headphones.
Yeah, I was chatting with my chat, and I didn't wanna just talk over your introduction.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that.
Um,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah. Uh, not me. Far be it from me to interrupt the professional streamer.
I am far from that, but I appreciate the vote of confidence. Yeah, so I decided, in the absence of anything else, to just go ahead and start building a second floor on the town hall where we can put offices. So,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
I love it. I'm working on. I think I'm gonna come work on the apartment blocks in a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just kind of hanging lanterns up over here, and I'm trying to kind of make sure everything's lit before I leave,
Nice.
so that we don't have some of the problems that we may or may not have encountered last time we were all here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I've fully just fortified the entire mesa that I'm on.
Oh, nice.
So, I literally dare anyone to come get me.
There we go.
Oh yeah, Jack, you see these blocks of copper? These blocks of copper are gonna be something copper eventually. And that's Dwarven aesthetic if I ever heard of one. Take these off and see where I need to put more lanterns at. Need to put lanterns in here, I guess. Lantern.
So, how's your day been?
I'm talking with a recruiter again
Ah, okay.
about a fully remote opportunity, which,
Nice.
my God, they need to stop teasing me with it and just give me a damn work from home job already.
What do you do?
IT.
Ah, okay.
And it's like literally the job description I've been looking for a while. So, we're all praying. We're all intervening with all of our various gods in the hopes that Zach gets the work from home job.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you.
Why, thank you. How's your day been?
Oh boy. Well, I woke up around 3:30, 4:30, something like that. No, 3:30. And I started getting ready. I got a shower. My mom had to go leave to do a rescue dog run.
Yeah.
And so I was left in the house with the two dogs that we're currently looking after for the rescue.
Yay.
Yeah. Oh, hello, Artemis. Not in the Discord yet, but
Artemis has joined. Oh, I just got big lag.
Yeah, me too. Don't know what that was. So anyway, I was left alone in the house with the dogs, and I let one of them out to, like, just be, like, exist outside of the kennel while I was in the shower, because the dog that we're looking after, this one that I'm talking about, is going under treatment for heartworms, and that's going to take months, and she cannot get too excited because obviously the heart would start pumping faster, and that would be bad for the heartworm treatment. So we are having to essentially keep her on a leash whenever we take her outside to go relieve herself. And so I took her outside, and I didn't put her up. I decided to leave her out while I was in the shower. And I came out, and she had peed in the hallway. And when I was in there looking at that, she came into my room and peed in my room. So I had to clean that up.
She's not happy with you, I don't think.
I took her outside again, and she peed again on the grass this time, which was good. But just 3 times in quick succession. I wonder if it's a side effect of the heartworm thing. I don't know, but so I had to deal with that, and I finished sort of cleaning that up, and then placed an order, and it took placed a dinner order, which took way too long. Like they never sent me a notification saying my food was ready, so I had to go there. And when I showed up, I gave them my name, and they were like, "Oh yeah, here it is," and it was like 7:30, and we were live in 30 minutes. And so I was like, "Okay, great, wonderful." Yeah, she might be on Spyro. I'm actually not too familiar with that. I'm
just a heartworm medication, Artemis.
Yeah, that could be that. But so and then when I got home, my computer case was out and had been delivered in the 15 minutes that I had been gone, despite having been waiting for it all day. So
Yeah,
I
of
don't
course,
know.
of course.
Yeah, like of course it would just happen then. So I had to bring that thing in, and it was heavier than I expected. But whatever. I got it in. I lugged it into
You
my
know
room.
what?
So
It's a computer case.
yeah.
Are you? I don't get the joke, Artemis, because I legit. Oh, okay.
Oh, spirolactone. Oh, of course. Yeah. See, I thought you might have been mentioning that, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to assume that that was the joke. So, but okay, good, fair enough. um, yeah. So,
What is it with Artemis and all these jokes, huh? Joking about hormone blockers, huh? I
okay.
tells you what.
What the fuck am I doing now?
Well, but you got your dinner. You got
Yeah.
your dinner. You got set up, and you got a new computer to build later.
Yes, that's the exciting thing. This is going to be the final. Hopefully, this is going to be the final stream that I do on this computer, and hopefully my performance will be better as a result. So,
Let's go. We do love to see a thick and
juicy.
a strong stream.
Yeah.
Just a ripping stream.
Yeah.
That is what we love to see in the Psychic Dolphin Garage. Hopefully
Um,
Artemis will join us in voice chat.
that'd be wonderful if
We would love to hear her voice.
Yeah.
All of us would love to hear her voice.
Let me think.
Her
Okay.
gorgeous, overworked voice.
This kind of
Her.
looks.
I haven't turned in homework in 3 weeks, and I don't know if I'm gonna voice.
This kind of looks weird without like meeting the corner fully. So I'm just gonna like. It's redundant. But I'm gonna build a second wall around the watchtower. So.
Okay. Very nifty. Let's make this path. I think I'm gonna keep this protrusion up here. That pool might go. We might try to make that pool into something. I think I'm gonna keep this up here, so it'll like hill and build like an observatory on it.
Hmm. Oh, that sounds nice.
This is a neat little. What are we thinking? We thinking observatory, chat? Playing yellow goals. God, we're just a piss stream, aren't we? Oh, there it is
Oh,
again.
God.
All right. That was a terrible pun. My stream and this game is lagging, so I'll leave you with a word of wisdom. Artemis, no, you can't leave. You just got here.
Well, sometimes the internet does not cooperate.
It's true. It's true. Playing yellow goals. I think observatory. Yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'll build a circle out from here. Probably needs to be a bigger circle. Probably needs to be like. Probably needs to be like here. Big enough? Well, then it'll touch there. Will touch there. Should I do it like further back so it's like higher? So it's like in the middle of the hill, really.
Fuck. That's right. God damn it.
Observatory? Okay. Let me lay out an observatory and then I'll go work on some apartment buildings. So the only issue with me talking to this recruiter and trying to get an interview set up is that there's a 60-day clause. Oh, I'm not anywhere near a bed. Let me get near a bed.
Yep.
There's a 60-day clause in my current employment contract.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these positions is like one of these positions, which is much better paid and work from home, is like a contract to hire, which
Yeah.
as long as it's like, yeah, we're doing this to try you out and make sure that you're like a good fit.
Isn't too bad, but
Isn't too bad, but like I don't trust nobody.
Yeah.
And going from like this clause in my contract that like says, "Hey, I'm valuable. I'm like important to this company. I'm important to them because they've trained me, because they've done all this stuff." Like going from that to like, yeah, maybe we'll maybe we'll hire you at the end of this contract. It's like just just look, just promise me just promise me less, and then give me a raise in 6 months if I meet expectations. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's totally fair to be like, well, this is a, this is not exactly something that you can take at face value, because, like, again, it's by
By
it's
Artemis.
it's you can't trust the bosses essentially. um
Yeah.
and so they'll always try to underpay you, they'll always undervalue you, so it's fair to be suspicious of them. But
Yeah.
hopefully you'll be able to get something, get a good setup, and
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's work from home. It pays really well. It's exactly like the job description that I've been looking for.
mm,
So I'm you know, I'm a fan of Elon Musk. Capitalism is so good.
yeah.
God.
God is a very good thing to throw in there, actually. Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, like literally. Um, yeah, it's. I heard the other day, a lot of people don't have, their first instinct is to be honest in a job interview, but like, the boss is gonna exploit you, so like, and they're gonna lie to you to do it. So like, if you want to lie to them, it's really okay,
Yeah, that's the thing is like it's the technical um it's like the technical side that is gonna trip me up because it's like, yeah, whatever. I can tell people I can do stuff, but
Yeah,
it's knowing enough to like act like you know more in IT is a little bit more difficult
yeah,
because these are like complex things that I'm working with, and
right,
if I'm not like performing, then that's a problem for
yeah,
the bosses.
and then they'll sort of sniff you out, and
Yeah, well, but the thing is also like the boss is the one that sniffs you out. It's like your team, like you want to not be a drag on your team
yeah,
either.
yeah,
Is
yes, that's true.
is the big thing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's not hot girl summer, uh, to try to strong arm workers into contract work.
yeah, agreed.
It's very not hot girl summer of them. So I just
Probably
wish
the least hot girl activity there's ever been.
it, presumably it's let's see, yeah, that's like the one thing that I don't really want to do because that makes me even more vulnerable. And if I can just talk it helps that I already have it is the thing.
Yeah,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It helps that I already have that good clause in there,
yeah,
um, because that will be 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. That will be useful to me. So the only good thing that this company has done for me is give me a way to bargain better for myself.
yeah, yeah. Because
Which,
like, that's one of the other things about, like, you know knowing your value and knowing your worth and like getting what you're owed is sometimes you have to tell your existing boss that you've got a better offer from another company even when you don't, um, in order to get, like, the raise that you need or that sort of thing.
yeah, even if this turns into like nothing but
Shit.
hey, I was talking to these people about this, and
Yeah,
this is about where I'm at right now in negotiations with them.
yeah,
Because yeah, they're not gonna want to even give me a raise. Like I've been smelling that coming for a while that they're gonna.
yeah,
Do, and inflation is like insane this year. Inflation is like, I
yeah,
think we talked about this. It's like 5%. Like
yeah, we did, yeah. And in
if
fact,
you
you mentioned that, like, the cost of living raise should be about 5% to keep up with inflation, and I actually remembered that and used that on Thinkwing Radio. So thank you for telling me that.
oh yeah, good. People need to know. They need to know that that they're devaluing your work year
Yeah.
after year, and it makes their own investments more valuable to do that.
Yeah.
And that's shitty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oops. Yeah, weird also that like talking about that as like, oh yeah, my salary isn't keeping up with cost of living is also like, why doesn't minimum wage keep up with cost of living then as well? Like there's like theoretically.
Yeah.
It does not meet up. Oh, they do meet up right there. Okay, that's fine. This is how big the observatory is. What do we think? Hang on, let me jump up above it. And my chat can see what we're looking at, what we're messing with here. That's about the circle. Are we thinking bigger or smaller? It's very scary in IT because that's all they want to do as of late. Oh yeah, IT is like one of the first departments that gets gutted.
Yeah.
And IT is also like that one where they start looking at like, well, what are what are the things that your department is bringing? We're paying you X
Right.
amount of money, and you've had X amount of tickets and 16 down days and all this stuff. It's like
Yeah.
you don't understand that without IT, your shit doesn't work. Like, what are you gonna do? IT guys are not cheap anymore. They need to
Yeah.
know more than ever before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Especially with cloud products now.
Oh god, yeah.
Good
The,
observatory size? All right. I'm happy to hear it. Good observatory size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's me
Nice.
done there. So.
Glad we're on board with the observatory size. Good to hear. Let's do that. And then that. There we go. All right. There's our observatory layout. We'll build that later.
Yeah, and speaking of jobs, I am absolutely not building this second floor of the town hall in a way that OSHA would approve of, but whatever.
There are no safety harnesses in Minecraft.
There really aren't, and I would appreciate one. Because I keep breaking my fucking ankles.
Oh god. It's an elytra.
Yeah.
What do you think about me bringing some iron to trade from my city to your city? To the main city, I should say, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you can.
I would love a double chest of cobble.
Okay. Yeah, I mean we've got one of those, so you can just come on in and I think make that trade. That sounds like a fair trade.
Yeah, I'll set a trade chest somewhere, and then maybe we can like put signs by it and be like, please vote. Blah blah blah. Here's the trade. Here's a proposed trade.
Yeah.
Needs X amount of signatures to approve it, or whatever you want to do.
Let's see. I need to make more cobblestone stairs.
All these tools in here. Tools. The magical fruit. Sword, pickaxe. Put this stuff in here. Here's our wood box. Acacia. This boat's coming with me. Dark oak planks. Everyone, since you do contract work also, yeah. Well, contract work was really big for a long time. Like, they were trying to push that as, like, the main thing for so long. And this reaction to, like, what was becoming standard employment practices has expanded so much that, like, contract work is shrinking. Like that's their entire industry, the entire like recruiter industry is just, hey, you know, all you have to do is like go around all the time filling these positions with contract workers.
Yeah.
And it's, there's 87 positions that open up every month, and they need a contract worker for each one.
Yeah.
Instead of having someone that's long term, investing in that one person, making sure that they understand your software stack, making sure they understand, how all of your stuff works. And there's some stuff that's good for. I think that when they were talking about like why are programmers paid so much money? There was some wisdom to it. It's like they're the only ones if they're the only ones that are working on this project, and they understand the code base better than anyone. It would take so much time to bring someone else up to speed on the way all of this stuff works, that it's worth it to us, the company, the company, air quotes. It's worth it to us to pay them $1 million for this project, because when they're done, it'll work. They don't have to stick around afterwards, because you get massive burnout from working on a project like that. And like they literally, like, it's basically like a 3-year thing. The first year you're just like setting up the project. You're kind of figuring out how it's all going to work. The next year you're like working on it, and then you spend a year just kind of relaxing, like on call to do like bug fixing and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it kind of like there's a good reason to do that, but they don't want to do that, and that's why they're trying to make they're trying to emulate the kind of open. I think what they're doing is they're emulating the open source community to a certain extent, and they're trying to make it so that everybody is like very adept at working with all the tools that they have, and that all their collaboration stuff is very easy to use. That's why like everyone uses versioning software.
Interesting. Yeah.
You have different teams that onboard people to work on different components, and all these languages are becoming very everything's becoming very much like writing the actual function of a program is not as significant as is not as significant of a part of the way a thing runs as the actual abstractions that you're putting into code is.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people that are going to be on long term, that are going to be designing these things, are working on determining what the abstraction is, and then it's just people that are taking like that's put in front of them and interpreting it into whatever language they work in.
Yeah.
So it's efficient. Hello. I already fed him. That's why he crashed. Okay. Yeah, I fed him so I walked him so he would eat. Yeah, the people that are paid the most money are more valuable are the people that are sitting around, putting these things into abstractions.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Coding's cool.
Yeah.
But when you de-skill people and you make it so that they're not the ones doing the abstractions, they're just the one, translating this abstraction into something on paper.
Yeah.
Like that, you're de-skilling your workforce. You're making it so that people only need to know 2 or 3 things, and then they can just be useful to you. They don't have to think. They don't have to build things that work. They just have to translate it from this paper that you wrote into code.
And it also harms them, I think, because they kind of don't develop as many skills that they could take to another job. At least that's how it sounds to me. Yeah. So you end up like having these temporary people who, don't end up getting on the job skills, and if they don't have the time or the resources to get those skills elsewhere, then they kind of end up trapped in this style of work without any real like way to get out of it.
Well, what you've done is you've de-skilled the workforce,
Yeah.
and you've turned like a highly skilled job into, one that would pay you $100,000 a year into one that pays $45,000 a year.
Right.
And maybe they don't really need to be full time, so you can get away with part-timing them, and that costs less money and then less health insurance in the U.S. And then and then you look at like contract work, and you're paying a you're not locking yourself into long-term investing in this employee. You're like,
right.
You have like a set cost, and you can make your budget based off of, we have this many full-time employees, and then we have this much money we can do for contract employees.
Yeah.
And then you're done after X amount of years.
Yeah.
For someone that's highly skilled and has like a very valuable skill, contracts can be useful to them, because then they can just work for 6 months and get their full contract and then take the rest of the year off.
Yeah.
So I get that. I get that it can be useful, but like when the rest of the job market is just built on de-skilling laborers for the market at large, so that you don't have to pay IT people as much in general, it's hard to say that contracts are really, are really beneficial.
Yeah. I mean, as with so many things under capitalism, they're beneficial for the owning class, but not the working class.
Yeah. I mean, Lyft and Uber are contract taxi services.
Yeah, exactly.
You get X amount of dollars per ride. You aren't a full-time employee or anything. You can kind of do it at will. And they just pay you based on demand. They don't have to pay for a vehicle. They don't have to pay for insurance, really. They don't got to pay for nothing.
Yeah.
You're free labor to them. It's the libertarian ideal.
Yeah.
Realistically, we're just dunking on libertarians. That's all we're doing.
Well, it always comes back to that, doesn't it?
Always. Welcome to a psychic dunk on libertarians.
Psychic
Mustache
Dunkin' Garage.
Zach.
That's
Psychic.
That's the
Please, Dunkin' Donuts, please sponsor us.
That's the bring this joke home. That's the spin-off podcast where you all learn how to play basketball. Psychic Dunkin' Garage.
Psychic Dunkin' Garage. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Airbud.
God. It's like Airbud, but communist.
It's like Airbud, but we're all so fucking high that none of us can dunk. Except for one of us that somehow is just really good at basketball, but only when they're blazed out of their mind.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Welcome to the garage, Dennis. I cannot see what emoji you've put into chat. Very similar to stripping. Top strippers get huge contracts, the rest of us get screwed. That's oh god, who was that lady that did like an OnlyFans, but like didn't actually post any like nude content, but made like $8 bajillion and then changed.
Oh god, she was famous.
OnlyFans for everyone. Bella Thorne.
Bella Thorne. Yeah, that sounds vaguely correct.
That's yeah, like something like that, where it's like, yeah, you're famous, you're insanely popular, you're taking advantage of this platform.
Yeah.
OnlyFans should have charged her money for doing that.
Well, I mean, I would expect that they took a cut of the profits.
Oh, they absolutely take a cut of the profits, but instead of paying out to her, for basically lying, they should have just charged her for.
I guess it was essentially a public relations thing. Really,
I can't even, says Bunny. I can't even. Yeah, that's massive public relations, and the fallout of that shit is like still happening because they changed their entire like payout plan and everything.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna lay down in a bed so that I'm sad Artemis is gone. Yeah, Bella Thorne. Yeah. I'm sad Artemis is gone. I haven't even shown her my my little area yet. My new place.
Yeah, I mean, I am like, not being a person who has ever done sex work or, not really having any connection to the industry, other than like, consuming like on like media. I'm sort
Consumption
of
of sex work, yes.
hmm?
Sex work consumption, yes.
Yeah. I'm sort of like wary of like going, oh well, this person who did anything like remotely related to sex work, did it wrong or whatever. So I'm not saying that I'm like an authority on, and I'm not gonna like unequivocally like condemn Bella Thorne for what she
You know
did,
what?
because I don't
Women
think
are
I have the authority.
canceled
But
because of Bella Thorne, all right? That's what I'm saying. That's my position here. We're
uh,
canceling women. Where's Artemis? I'm gonna cancel her so fucking
God.
hard.
Hello, Squarish Fruit. This is not a public server. This is a private Realm server, but we are thinking about if this challenge is like good and fun, implementing it on a public server at some point in the future. So stay tuned for
Yeah.
that information on that if you're interested.
If you would like to join a public server, join the Discord, the
Mm,
Psychic Dolphin Discord, and you will be allowed into the server then.
Psychic Dolphin Discord.
There you go. Look at this storage area. My goodness.
Okay.
Toss. There's all of our banners. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the town armory and treasury. Look at that.
Yeah, I figured most of the requirements for this town hall to be upgraded to a city hall, I think are already met. I covered them while you were off.
Bunny says no, go off on her, Andrew. You gotta. You
I
gotta dunk. We're in Psychic Dunking Garage.
Oh God. Oh God. I think I will say this. I think if there are sex workers who are annoyed with her, then I will follow their lead. That's what I'll say.
Absolutely. That's all that we're doing here today.
Yeah. So yeah, we need to have the city hall needs to have a front door, which we've got, a large meeting room, which I think, because the table's like double wide, I think that counts as large. A town treasury, a town armory. The treasury and armory are kind of the same room, but we have them both there. At least 2 offices and 2 floors. So I'm building the second floor, and that floor is going to be offices.
Hell yeah. I think that down floors count. Floors down.
Yeah, I think we could also make that argument, but I liked the idea of just building up anyway.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
What I
A
wanted.
second story will not hurt. If you make like a bar in the middle of it, so we can go there to
Yeah.
get wasted during the day. Who's Bella Thorne? I know she's problematic. Could not remember info.
She was the one who basically did OnlyFans as a PR kind of thing, rather than like as actual sex work.
Yeah, just posted like her Vogue cover photos.
And I mean, I think it's also worth mentioning that like I'm pretty sure the initial argument for OnlyFans as a viable business model was the idea that content creators would create original like exclusive content, kind of like Patreon, and that it was initially, I think, the argument was that like chefs would use it and yoga instructors and all this sorts of things, and these are the accounts that end up getting promoted by the website themselves.
Yeah.
So like it's not like it's totally unprecedented to use it in that way, but I think the niche that it's ended up filling is one that is it's what people kind of.
I'm laying down.
Oh yeah, it's dark. The niche that it ended up filling is sex work, and so people, kind of thought it was a bit ridiculous to, and especially I think Thorne's approach played off of that association with sex work, and that's really what people are upset about. If she'd been like, hey, this is just like me going about my day, cooking breakfast and going to, I don't know what she is famous for, doing movie shoots or whatever.
Yeah,
I think,
she's an actress.
Yeah, I think if she'd been open about the fact that it's like just safe for work exclusive content for people who really like her stuff, then I think that would have been absolutely fine. But it's just it's the fact that she took advantage of the association that the site has with sex work, and that's probably what got people upset, I think.
Yeah, let's see. I'm glad that the PDG brand is horny and posting no matter where we are. Oh, Dennis, you missed all of the horny posting earlier.
I mean, we did open this. We didn't open this stream, but earlier we did discuss piss. So you know.
Yeah, the stream.
I did not turn my computer on this evening intending to talk about piss on the internet, but you know.
But you know, sometimes life has a way. Life finds a way.
It's life. If Polygon can do it, I can do it.
Let's put this here and this here. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm doing. I think this is the most OSHA compliant thing. Fuck. This is the most OSHA compliant thing I've done on this project so far. I'm building dirt scaffolding around the edge of the outside. Of course, I'm building it as I go, and I just fell off of it, so, you know. But, I mean, the good thing is that, like, while this is a job site, I'm the only person here, and so I'm not gonna... If I get fined, I'll just, you know... I'm going to contest it because I'm a private citizen doing a private project. Oh, I should have just done this from the start. I should have just gone down here and, like, put the scaffolding up from the ground. That would have been so much easier. Well, live and learn.
2 seconds rhyme for 2 double chests of cobblestone. She promised nudes of her and then didn't vote as all for a movie. Talking about porn and wearing a tank top. The sexiest SFW clothing. A tank top.
I didn't know that she actually promised nudes, like, explicitly. That kind of changes things.
I don't remember if she said nudes explicitly, but it was
heavily implied.
Yeah.
The
wearing
most...
a tank top. By her scheming, people that cost sex workers a lot of money because they held funds for longer. Yep. Dennis missed stream. Absolutely.
Sorry? Say that again?
I'm just reading my chat. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm interested in what they said. I didn't understand it.
Oh yeah. Jack said, oh, for fuck's sake, Dennis missed stream.
Oh God.
Yes,
I regret asking.
That's what Dennis missed. All right, so Adam used gates here between the posts, which I need to copy on my little thing. Yes,
sorry?
What you're seeing is the Mona Lisa right here, the Mona Lisa of covers, and mine was just the imitation of the Mona Lisa here. So,
I mean, Adam is in many ways both the greatest architect among us. Among us, and also the person that we've designated to be the architect. So
yeah, no. When you recognize greatness like that, you do not allow it to do anything but what it is great at. It would be a waste if we let Adam do anything else.
Oh, God.
Can I take these? Can I put eggs somewhere? Can I just...
We're going to get called a communist dystopia if we keep talking like that.
A communist dystopia?
Dystopia, where you do the job the state wants you to do and you can't leave it.
You know what? If forcing Adam to be the architect for our commune is dystopic, then you know what? I'm Stalin. Call me Stalin.
Okay.
Because I enjoy making Adam do it, okay? And that's all that matters.
I guess it is different because we're all acquaintances, and this is not... I mean, as far as I know, none of you can enter my house and force me to do anything physically, so, you know. As far as I know.
You will turn on the stream when I tell you to turn on the stream, Andrew. Stop gatekeeping, Zach. OnlyFans can stop my
gatekeeping.
I'm gatekeeping.
On the gate on the like covered walkway, gatekeeping. Oh God.
Yep. It's still causing problems. Also, they really review content and block OnlyFans can also FSSW or plus it talked about it vaguely. Yep.
Okay. I think I'm about done with the outside.
Ooh, I need to chop down trees. Okay. Yeah, again, they should have just charged Bill Thorne for the entire amount that she made for giving their platform, such a shitty reputation. It's really like shitty that they are also like cracking down on sex work on their platform because
Yes.
they wanted to be like the next Patreon
Yeah.
or they wanted to be the next Patreon or Kickstarter kind of thing. But they ended up being the one that you go to when you're horny, and
Yeah.
I think that that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I will acknowledge that like it causes them problems with like payment processors and everything because they don't want to touch anything that's adult, and credit card companies will like routinely, um, especially with like anti-porn people, like and
how do they
anti-sex work
exist?
people like lobbying them to stop accepting payments from adult platforms. So like it's there like it's definitely not easy for them to be like an adult platform, but at the same time they decided to make money off of it when it started happening. And so like, you make your bed and you lie in it, like
Yeah, yeah. And at this point they should be big enough that they just have the lawyers to tell everyone to fuck off, which
I mean
I would be the ideal.
I yeah, I
Um,
mean you'd hope, but I mean you're going up against American Express and like Visa and Discover, like it's they've
if
probably
Pornhub
got
can
some.
like Pornhub is 100% more abusive than OnlyFans. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like I'm not a libertarian, but those platforms are empowering to people, right? Like you make something that works for people that lets people negotiate and set their own standards. That's awesome and that's good actually. And getting it away from payment processors is good. You know what?
Yeah.
What's really unfortunate is that sex workers did not get into crypto because then crypto bros would not think that it's as cool
Yeah.
because then they wouldn't think it's as cool, and so that would be two birds with one stone.
Yeah, I mean we'd still have the environmental problems with crypto, but I mean at least it would be like used for something that's actually worthwhile.
No, the environmental problems of NFTs, not crypto. No.
I don't know about that. I've heard that like just regular crypto also has like environmental concerns.
Well, yeah, but how much environmental impact does JP Morgan Chase have?
I mean, true. Um, yeah, I guess we'd still have both of the environmental impacts, but I guess like comparatively.
Yeah, I think undoubtedly the traditional banking system, the massive skyscrapers in big cities use way more power than Jack and Jim running a couple graphics cards in their basement use.
Oh, that's true, but it's like uh, I don't mean to like beat the dead horse
Anyone
about
that's
this, but
doing any industrial sized crypto that's bigger than that is probably a power plant. Like power
yeah,
plants, like their boards, instead of selling their energy to the local city, they'll just buy graphics cards and mine cryptocurrency, and they have billions of dollars of capital to do it with. And that's not. That doesn't mean that crypto is bad. That's just further proof that like capitalism will take anything that it can make a profit off of, right? Like
yeah,
that's like if we're doing material analysis of that, that's not crypto bad. That's oh right profit model bad
yeah. I mean,
because that turns a coal production plant from minimally productive to like extremely valuable because you just have megawatts of energy that you can have unlimited access to at any point.
eh, yeah. I mean, I kind of like I don't know. I think I'm still wary about crypto generally because of like both the sort of like the amount that it can allow scams and also like the I do think the environmental impact is a problem. I think that like it's the average like a single person mining crypto is probably not all that bad, but like it's when you scale it up.
Well, yeah,
So I
but
just
then if everything was run off of nuclear power and subsidized with wind and solar, then would crypto be fine?
well yeah well like
So the
if
problem's not with crypto, your problem's with the way we generate power.
well true like that's absolutely true. It's the classic question of, do we allow something because the ultimate problem doesn't lie with it, or do we allow and just allow the harm that it does anyway, or like
Um,
do we do we try and fix the problem and then allow the thing to continue, or like
if you ban guns, you're not gonna get rid of
that's true.
school shootings.
That's yeah.
We're doing it. We're talking about the news. Okay.
Yeah.
If you ban guns, you're not gonna get rid of school shootings. Like it's
Yeah,
just
I mean
it's
that's
not.
yeah. I guess that's a good point. It's like
Or you're going to get rid of school shootings, but then you're also going to make like a logistical nightmare around all that stuff. Like the reason why it's very hard to do like scams with regular currency is because there's so many fingers in the pot,
yes.
right? There's so many people that are like looking at those things all the time. Banks are, constantly having to do paperwork to do it. You get to the point where it's like doctors are basically barely seeing patients because they have to fill out so much paperwork for insurance. Like all you're doing is creating administrative bloat, not fixing anything. I personally, I think that.
Are you on your way to a bed, by the way?
Oh no, I'm totally not. I'm just sitting out here picking up sapling. Sorry. Let me find a bed.
Thanks.
I'm AFK in my brain. Um, Personally, I think it blows my mind. It blows my mind that there are people that like fall for scams. Like, and I work in IT, and I see people like do like go buy gift cards because they think that they got an email from someone.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the most common one, and they still do it. And it hurts me inside. But like, I think that that's something we just have to accept is going to always happen.
I
Like,
mean,
I
yeah.
don't think that I don't think you can fix that. And
But I
I don't
mean
think
like
that you can make like until you make a system that doesn't allow that, like there's nothing that you're gonna be able to do about that.
yeah,
You just have to accept that like people are gonna fall for scams.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the fact that there's sort of there's no like, it hasn't been studied as much as like, climate change or whatever. There's not a huge scientific consensus yet, but like from what I know, from what I've heard, um, the the studies that have been done so far on the environmental impact
Ooh.
of cryptocurrency are not good news for people who like crypto and also are concerned about the environment. So, I
They're
think,
also funded by JP Morgan Chase, who would never release the statistics of how much energy that they use. Because they
well,
also have giant banks of servers sitting somewhere crunching numbers.
I mean, I would say that some of them may be, but I don't know that we can sort of, you know, make that
Yeah, the one that
assumption
came
about
out recently that I read was
it. Really? Okay.
100% like JP Morgan Chase.
Okay.
Like
Um,
saying, no, it's so bad. Which, crypto bros, libertarians, are like, haha, see, it means it's good actually. And I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, but not the way you think it's good. Now
I
we
mean,
know which
that's kind of the
pocket.
problem is, you
Yeah,
know, you there's sometimes, you know, that's the problem with agreeing with people that you don't like.
exactly. Now we know which pocket Zach flag's yellow. I don't know what that means, but that's yucky. Um, there's a conspiracy theory because sex workers used to accept crypto, but then it didn't get enveloped into the platforms. Oh, that like
Hmm.
they like had to figure out how to keep them from using it because it kept it from being put on platforms. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Just fully excluding people that want to do their own shit. And I mean, that's also like why um a little bit that's also why there's so many bees here now. This is so good. Um
That's why there's so many bees here.
uh, 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 that's also like why they're trying to make it so you can regulate it, because they don't want you to, they don't want um they don't want uh they don't want sex workers to like to avoid taxes because they're paid in cash by businessmen all the time.
Yeah.
They want their cut. They want their fair share.
Yeah. I. Mm. I guess. Yeah.
Crypto would
I
be
just.
beneficial to me because I can't bank traditionally. Exactly. If you could accept crypto anywhere, which y- y- you can, you can have a Coinbase and you can have people just transfer funds to you all the time.
Mm,
It's a thing, and it's good in the sense that it's being built up for that use. But yeah, it would have been awesome if it had taken off, 5 years ago and been known as that thing, right? Like OnlyFans doesn't want to be known as the sex worker platform. Crypto should want to be known as, the platform that you do that with, because that's based.
mm. Yeah, I think. I keep thinking about like. There's that one video on from People Make Games that sort of like looked at Ubisoft's like or like the gaming industry and how it's like interacting with crypto in general, and
Hmm.
sort of they made a point about environmental emissions, and I just keep thinking about that, and I just think I don't know enough to say that like I don't know enough to say definitively that it's bad, but I get this feeling. And especially from things like NFTs, because like
Oh yeah.
that's a variation of the thing. I'm not gonna
NFTs
say
are NFTs are not a variation of cryptocurrency per se.
I mean, they
They're
use the
done
same basic principles as far as I
a
understand.
little bit. I mean, the same way that like SSL keys are cryptographic. Like, yes, cryptography encompasses a lot of different things,
Hmm.
and NFTs are very much like a fully capitalized bastardization of what cryptocurrency is,
Hmm.
right? Because you're not making a thing that can be exchanged, like cash could be exchanged. You're
Yeah.
making something that is supposed to be like a single defined entity, and it's supposed to exist, indefinitely on the blockchain,
Yeah.
which that's not what digital art is, right? Like
Hmm.
like a JPEG is not a JPEG is not in NFTs. They're just traded with
Yeah.
crypto.
The
NFTs
the
are just doing what art dealers and museums do, just with arguably worse art. Absolutely.
yeah the image itself is the sort of like thing to ironically enough almost make it fungible. It's the thing that represents the value, whereas the token itself is generated on the computer. um,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
And
why
that's
it's
the
just weird.
problem. That it's like you can't like want both desire an image and also want it to be like on the blockchain. Like an entry on the
Yeah.
blockchain is not. Am I doing this the right way? Yeah, that's the right way. An image on the blockchain is not, cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
It's not cryptographic. It's a JPEG. Signing it,
Yeah.
with a as a non-fungible token is also somehow like dumber and less efficient than just, again, just an SSL certificate,
Yeah.
or a fucking their SSH keys.
Mm.
Like an SSL certificate is used in HTTPS communication all the time. Whenever you log into your banking,
Right.
uh, the banking website, it checks for an SSL certificate. Whenever you remotely connect to a server, you use an SSH key.
Yeah.
They're both cryptographically calculated numbers that you use to verify that you're the
Person
you
you
are
say
who
they
you
are.
say you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and both of those take like a second and a half to generate, and it's pretty fucking secure because it's used in all communication all the time. Yeah, so it's NFT. It's like mind-boggling that they have become so big because they aren't anything,
Yeah.
and yet it's also like, yeah, no, these are absolutely just used for scams.
Yes. Yeah.
So it double sucks.
Yeah. Well, at least we
Also,
can
like
agree on that.
museums and art dealers, they're stealing dead people's art and profiting from them. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah. Why doesn't Mona Lisa belong to Michelangelo? Well, wasn't Michelangelo gay? Wait. Is it? So he didn't have ancestors. So I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Yeah. I think that I mean, now we're sort of veering into a discussion on copyright, which could be.
It's good. It's good.
fun.
That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to
Okay.
be
Pinball
subject
from back
jumping
and
here.
forth. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Da Vinci, sorry. You know what? All those artist types, they just look the same to me.
Yeah. So I mean, I honestly think that for copyright, I respect the need for under a capitalist society, under a society that uses money and extracts value and all these sorts of things. I understand the need for people to be able to say this is mine, I have the rights to this, don't screw me over. But the problem is that it also gives people the ability to screw others over when they try to make stuff. And so I think that I definitely think that I think most people agree that the Disney strategy of just extending copyright over and over and over again is totally fucked. But I'm honestly sympathetic to the idea of totally getting rid of the idea of copyright, or if not that, shortening it, making it applicable only to the life of the original creator of the work, and then everything whatever it is goes into the public domain immediately upon their death. I feel there's a lot of situations in which reform.
I think I've said this before. I think copyright should be tied to the minimum wage.
I don't remember that. Can you elaborate on that?
If minimum wage is $7.25, Disney should only have 7.25 years before I can sell T-shirts with Mickey Mouse with a giant fucking schlong, just right outside of Disney property.
Interesting. Ignoring the Mickey Mouse giant fucking schlong comment.
Ignoring Mickey Mouse's monster cock, yes.
I think that you've got the seed of a good idea there. I would say that
I would say that there is the seeds of something. It's infected.
Are you watching my stream? Are you seeing my face not right now? Because it's anyway. I think there's a good idea there. I think that I wouldn't tie it to years. I would keep it within money terms. I would keep it to if you can get I guess minimum wage, for you retain copyright on something until you've gotten certainly however much you put into making it, you got your original investment back, but then on top of that your profit is locked to the minimum wage, and then you get a certain period of time where you make that minimum wage on it, and once you've reached that point where you've earned that much money, that would be if you earned only $7.25 or $15 an hour or whatever off of that thing for 10 years or whatever, even if you reach that amount of money in a month, then it goes into the public domain. I think that's an idea.
That's. I think the thing is also that artists should be compensated for their work first.
Yes.
And then also corporations should not own rights to art.
Oh yeah, corporations God, corporations should not have rights in general. Um,
Yeah, I think if we made it so corporations can't own that, the artist owns it.
yeah,
But like there's also like there are like there's copy left, there's
yes,
GPL copyright. There's all sorts of different copyrights for different applications that I think would be much better suited
yeah,
to handling these kinds of things, like it doesn't have to be we don't have to be talking about how much money exactly should Disney be able to profit from
right,
this. Disney should not be able to profit from
yeah,
someone else's work at all. The
yeah,
corporation is not a person.
yeah. I mean, I think that
And as Jack says, the point is that you can't ignore the massive schlong. So
yes, I respect that that is the point. I am choosing not to engage with that point. I think it's fair to
fair
say.
enough. Fair enough. Fair play.
So,
Fair play.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that like there is a potential issue in like I don't know when you when a creator like wants to include other people, like say a co-op, say somebody does some work for a co-op and they want to let the other people in the co-op like profit off of it and share the profits, and like you could carve out exceptions for that. I think I'm playing Minecraft right now, so I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But I think that like that's a potential like issue, but I think it could be resolved if people who weren't doing anything else sat down and thought about it for a little bit.
Yeah. Um. Texas homeschooling did not focus much on the secular arts, Dennis. You are correct.
The
That would be
secular
correct to
arts.
assume. The secular arts, yeah. Me mistaking Michelangelo for Leonardo da
Ah,
Vinci.
yes, yes,
That
yes.
or maybe I was just distracted by all of the cocks all the time, and so I just didn't really register which one of them was carving them out of marble.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure they both did that. I could be
Okay.
wrong. Maybe the reason that's why Michelangelo stuck in my head was because of them.
Was because of
Um,
cock.
yeah, because of the cocks.
Fair.
Uh, Artie Veerkant from the Death Panel Pod, good podcast, once did an interesting lecture on NFTs as an artist, but I'm not sure if it's on the web.
Hmm.
Here's the thing, instead of buying NFTs, why don't you buy some artwork from your artist friends?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
What if you just fucked around and spent like $850,000 on some art from an artist instead of on an NFT?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because I was about to say like technically they are doing that insofar as you can call NFT creators artists, but no, actually buying the NFT, like
Mm-hmm.
the picture comes with it for free essentially.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're not even buying the JPEG. Like you can that's the funniest. I fucking love fucking right clicking
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitter and downloading the JPEG and then
And they
like
get so
posting
mad
about it. And they get so mad and
because
it's
they don't
like
understand what they've bought.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, like I think if we're making the argument about like using NFTs as an artist,
Mhm.
it's just like you can put stuff into metadata on you can digitally sign like JPEGs. Like there's metadata in pictures. That's how the FBI like finds out if you were at a protest or not
Yeah.
and shit by like checking the metadata on your pictures. Like you can digitally sign things. You can digitally sign it with a certificate to verify that it's something that you made, and that's something that is already exists.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe that's what that lecture is about. I will need to go listen to it because it sounds interesting.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, like NFTs are an interesting way to do it. It's basically just putting that certificate onto the blockchain
Yeah.
instead of that certificate being embedded in the file or
Yeah.
something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but if you're posting digital artwork onto a public forum, you don't understand the point of it being digital, nor do
Yeah.
you understand
And well, if you
public forum.
if you're posting digital artwork onto a public forum and expecting to still retain total ownership of it, then you have grossly misunderstood both of those concepts that you are interacting with.
Yeah,
all three of them, in fact. You're misunderstanding the concept of ownership.
Exactly. Like there's an insane disconnect. Oh, I can't take that. Oh, fuck. There's an insane disconnect between like between what people think like the purpose of digitizing everything is and like
And what the purpose of digitizing everything actually is.
well, yeah, because the point is that the internet is post scarcity. Everything online is post scarcity. Every video game, it can just be shared, replicated endlessly, and then the eternal fight of corporations and of people that believe in the profit model is to try to eliminate or try to create scarcity.
Yes, yeah.
Through licensing, through through all the means that are available to them.
Because scarcity is an artificial concept.
Yeah. Without scarcity, you don't have a business. You don't have a profit model.
Yeah.
And without a profit model, you have to, I don't know, go back to like doing the work instead of just telling other people to do the work.
Yeah.
Which is boring. Why would you want to do that in the first place? Okay. Disney has too many rights. The company basically runs Anaheim like the mob.
Yeah. Oh, and they own a city. Like they own the incorporated area where like Walt Disney World, I think. I forget which. It's either Disney World or Disneyland. I forget which one. They need to make the names more distinct. Whichever one, like the Reedy Creek Improvement District, that is a municipal government that Disney owns. The only people who can vote in that district are like Disney executives and shareholders.
Jesus.
There's like Disney employees live there. They can't vote. They can't vote.
Huh.
Yeah.
Seems a bit
seems a little suspicious, yeah.
I feel like all the people that were worried about like Amazon doing like company towns forgot that Disney just like been
literally just do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Amazon can't do it. Yeah. They can.
They can
give you company script. Amazon has credit cards. Like, they can just make it so that you can only buy things with your Amazon credit card because that's the only thing you can get approved for.
Yeah.
We do live in that world, actually.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. Block of copper. Wax block of copper. Let's go. We got it. Alright, let's replant some flowers because I knocked them off because I am dumb and my water went out of control. There, we've planted some flowers for the bees.
That's nice.
There you go, bees. Don't worry. Be happy. Indeed, soon in Florida, the workers get treated like garbage too. Yeah. But I think both of them technically then is the answer. Disney owns both of the cities that their resorts are based in.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like anywhere that Disney builds something, they have such an impact on the local economy that like even if they don't already have like a monopoly on the voting rights in that area, they essentially like all of the elected officials turn into puppets because like if Disney leaves that area, the local economy is fucking decimated.
And that's the thing too. It's like, yeah, fine, fucking decimate my economy. All of the people that moved here will move away and will return to being a small, like tight-knit community,
close-knit community.
Close-knit community. Yeah, instead of being just a product of this corporate, bloat. It's not growth, it's bloat.
Yeah, and I mean that's like a reasonable person would. I kind of want.
I'm 28. I haven't grown any after going, out to that Vietnamese buffet in Houston. I am bloated. Okay.
I would say that like I was about to say any reasonable person would view it that way, But unfortunately, capitalism has an infinite growth mindset, and so if you like shrink at all, if you shrink in profits or you shrink in population size or you shrink in tax revenue or whatever, you are seen as like having inherently lost and being worse off. And I think all that is true, but also the way that capitalism like forces people to like constructs communities and forces and like constructs social interaction means
Mm-hmm.
that like if a town does suddenly lose its most major player, it does put all of the people who live there at a severe in a severe lurch
Yeah.
because
Because how are you supposed to move?
yeah, how are
How
you
are you
supposed to
supposed to
move?
go back to a city that has jobs if you don't have savings because you're
Yeah,
working for a little bit under,
yeah,
what should be your wages because, well,
yeah,
it's kind of a backwards. It's just Disney after all, you know.
yeah. I mean that is the problem, is that like you absolutely can um like you can try and um liberate people from the big mega corporation that runs their town, but there will always be consequences for that. And if you don't, you can still do it, but you have to have a plan in place to keep those people alive while some of them move away, while some of them search for other jobs in the city, while some of them sell their houses, whatever. You have
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that like it takes a coordinated effort, and that's difficult, and it's why it doesn't happen very often. I'm sure it's happened at some point in history, but it's why it doesn't happen very often, certainly in the modern day.
Yep. Yep.
So,
Commission Twitter user I'm a boy 666 for Big Bar Nudie art. Yes, our Dungeons and Dragons campaign has lots of bar art for all of the big boys that are
that's
being
good.
played in that campaign because of I'm a boy. So thank you, I'm a boy. I'm trying to keep up with chat here. I
I
know
should use the
that
other glass for that.
uh,
I'm
let's see. My neighbor friends had a miniature of the David, and boy howdy was I fascinated by that schlong.
Yep.
Um, Sexually awakening to the
Big old
neighbor's
cock.
statue of David. That's cool.
I mean, of like the
There are
sexual
worse.
awakenings you can like have, that's probably one of the classiest. So good job on that.
It's classic. Jack, always the classy gentleman. uh, yeah. Speaking of moral tips, David is supposed to have a small peepee because he's nervous. Well, look at that.
Okay. I would think it
I'm.
would be small because he's cold, but okay. Because
I
he
mean,
is naked.
If I was made of solid marble, I'd be a cold bitch too.
Yeah. And
Uh,
wasn't there something like in I I was gonna say Roman history. I don't know if that's actually correct. It wasn't there something like it used to be a thing that small penises were seen as like more virtuous or something. And so
one of
like
those things.
kings would like get naked statues of themselves with small penises and this sort of thing. Um, I think I've heard that somewhere. I could be totally wrong, and nobody has any clue what the
That's
fuck I'm
honestly
talking about.
Praxis. Whoever convinced him of that. Yes, the Sweetie Heart Bees, Bunny. The Sweetie Heart Bees, they get their. I have to pull the honey out so that they can gather more, um, to keep their hives healthy, and then they provide us with honey, which we use to wax uh, our copper blocks so that they
Oh, our copper blocks. Okay.
do not change in the weather. They don't get weathered.
I was gonna say
So
we wax our what now?
my, wax my copper block. Do you not wax your copper block?
I was making a sexual innuendo.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, that's
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Um, duh, 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 uh, I know so many people have that quit Disney, then have to go back because there's no jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the local restaurants are all, it's all Disney. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's not, there's nobody else in the city and you live here. Where else are you gonna go? I mean, California even has like public transportation. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like Texas. I think we talked about it. There's like that picture of like homeless people like some unhoused folks in their tent was sitting out like next to a freeway, and they just had some sheets of plywood,
Yeah.
and uh and they just had a car driven up on it, because it's like, yeah, you can't not have a car. Like, you can
Yeah. Oh
have
yeah.
a job and a car and still be homeless in the United States. That's
Yes.
just where we're at.
Yeah.
Bandana tie always gets me
So
going.
yeah, that's, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. They make
And
you more desperate.
Adam and I had a conversation at the end of last week's stream where we talked about, like, you mentioned like you can be homeless or you can be houseless in the United States while still having a job and a car, and it's like, you know, that's absolutely true. And what you hear a lot of nowadays is people sort of saying, and the government should fix that, and like it's obviously not going to be fixed by reform,
Well,
but it can be made better. And Adam and I sort of had a talk at the end of last week's stream
he ate it when he
about
wasn't
how,
so like his
you can't
reindeer form
expect electoralism to fix things,
one.
but you can
Mhm.
expect electoralism to improve the material realities for some people, so that like radical politics becomes more viable
That's
for
just
more
the thing
people.
he can do.
Yeah,
So
it's in
Reminded
you
me of
know
that.
it's yeah. There's also like I think it's also an amount of people aren't radical um
they're discouraged
because
from
it's
it.
no because it doesn't pay off in the end. It's like
Yeah.
I want to say that and much more applicable to, the Panthers, but I think I remember reading something somewhere where it's like,
Being stupid. It was a stupid thing to do.
we're not doing this because we're not doing this for the glory.
Yeah.
Basically, we're doing it because it's necessary.
Yeah.
Like, there's no glory in, being this radical and
Yeah.
being militant and being, all this. It's cool, I guess. It's cool.
It's certainly cooler than the alternative,
It's
but
cooler
it's
than the
like,
alternative.
but people don't, like, people aren't left wing because they want to be cool. There are some people who try it because they want to be cool and it seems like the cool thing, but they don't tend to stay left wing. The people who are left wing and believe in it and stay that way, they do it because they give a shit about themselves and other people. Like, they see people suffering and they're like, this doesn't need to be happening and I don't want this to happen, so I'm going to do something about it.
Why
It's
does Adam have every color of every glass in here?
because he likes the rainbow, I guess.
Goodness gracious. That's
but-
homosexual.
Like, the leftism at the and I'm here's something else that's homosexual. At the core of leftism is love for other people, love for yourself in terms of respect, and love for like the place that we live, the planet that we live on, the things that, social interaction, the wonders of our experience as human beings.
Mhm.
Love is at the core of it all. And if you're operating at your core on something other than love, you're not going to stay a leftist. So
Yep. Dennis said it's called Disney recidivism, which that's a terrifying concept that you're stuck going back to them because there's nothing else, because they've decimated everything else
Yep.
that there's around you. Cool, got both of them. I feel like the Wang Out statue is also a gender awakening. Let's be real. Well,
the witch statue.
the Wang Out, the David statue.
Oh, okay.
Disney recidivism is one of the saddest phrases I've heard. Exactly. Like, literally, such a broken company that you can't even like you just affect the economy in the worst way possible. Oh my God, the sexual awakening was the Joel Schumacher film Batman and Robin. Yes.
The one with the bat nipples, right?
Absolutely. That was Dennis's sexual awakening.
I like how I can't recognize another name for Michelangelo's David, but I remember the bat nipples. I recognize Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin because of the bat nipples. I have never seen the movie, You know, this is a
But
damning
you've seen the
indictment of our
nipples.
society.
You know, I have some bad news for you about what this might mean for you.
Yeah. It means I'm stupid. I
Less
know.
class. No, look. If your thing is movies and that's just what you remember, what leaves an impression on you, you know, that's just what sticks in your brain,
Yeah.
and you know that's a burden that you have to carry.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
It is a burden I have to carry.
Less class. Jack says that's so campy. Uh-huh.
Mm.
Bunny says, Dennis has bat nipples and Bane muscles.
Okay.
So
All
yeah, no, I
right.
can see Tom Hardy's Bane. Tom Hardy is someone's sexual awakening in lots of movies. You
Oh,
know,
I'm sure.
the monster fuckers enjoy
Venom.
Venom. You know, everyone that wants a big muscle daddy enjoys Bane. Uh, you know, and so on. He plays so many lovable scamps and also manly men
Yeah.
in his movies. Uh, yes, all modalities are needed to fight capitalism. It would also be nice if electoral people would be more active too.
I'm sorry. Say that again. Sorry, I zoned out a little bit.
Bane and Batman and Robin.
No, the thing about fighting capitalism.
Oh, yeah, hang on. I'll read that in a second. I just want to get the horny out of the way real fast.
Oh, valid, fair.
Bane, Batman, and Robin. I just want to look this up, Bunny, so I don't have to do this in a second. Alright, I'm gonna skip through here. Creating Bane. Oh, this is the one where he's, wow, wearing a big muscle suit, and he has... this is an interesting Bane. Okay. I thought you meant Tom Hardy Bane, which also more, but this whole
Oh,
Batman
okay.
and Robin film, you know, we need to watch Batman and Robin 1997 in the Discord just so that so we can knock it out, so we can get it out of the way, so we can say that we've seen it, and then, you know, and then we can just talk about what a cult classic it is for the next 15 years.
Hmm.
There's a lot going on in this movie, and I think Dennis has said before that it's just the gayest Batman movie.
They're not all gay?
Or is that not what Batman and Robin are?
Damn.
Bert and Ernest had him beat to the
I'm
gay
sorry,
couple
Bert
on
and
film.
Ernest?
Yeah, or Bert and Ernie. Okay, all right.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be making fun of you, but I'm sorry. Just Bert and Ernest. That is like a 70s buddy cop TV show that did not last more than one season.
Did you ever see the Ernest films? I don't remember who that actor was
Oh
that did
god,
those.
yeah. I never saw the films, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
Oh fuck.
it's those, but with Ernest like on the Sesame Street show instead
Yeah.
of Ernie.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, just doing fucking slapstick, fucking Three Stooges ass comedy. Let's see. Bunny says all modalities are needed to fight capitalism. It would also be nice if electoral people would be more active too.
Yes. Oh yeah. I think like there are I cannot sorry, I'm starting this sentence over like so many times.
Yeah.
I am definitely like not necessarily walking the walk with like when it comes to like getting into a position where you can fix things, because like I have not run any campaigns yet. I don't even really pay that much attention to what's going on in my community, because like I don't feel like I'm going to live here for all that long. You know, I could be running for public office. I could be, you know, I keep up with the Green Party and everything, but you know, I could be doing more and I'm not. And so I won't, you know, claim to be, you know, the perfect like, you know, electoralist, you know, until we can, well, the perfect electoral as a vehicle for revolution communist. You know, I'm not going to say that I'm the perfect one of that. I can't even call myself a communist because I haven't read any of the theory yet. I need an audiobook. But I think that there is still value in it. is not going to save us. And I think we should acknowledge that, and I think that that's okay, because, you know, it can help us save us, basically.
Yeah.
Hopefully I said something there and didn't just, like, ramble for 15 minutes.
Yeah, no. You know, he really went by Ernest. That's the gayest shit right there. I'm glad that I have gayed Bert and Ernie up even more for everyone here. That's
good.
what I'm here to do. Yeah, I think that it's like the argument that that I hear a lot
Mm.
is that, like, oh, the initial, like, argument against electoralism that I heard was like, well, it'll be like, you know, when the New Deal went through, like,
It
you
got
know,
watered down.
it took this, you know, took the wind out of their demands, and
Yeah.
and it watered down their demands. And I don't I mean,
Yeah.
it makes that sounds good, it makes sense, but
Yeah.
I believe much more now that the that like electoralism just hits the same, it hits the same, like, brain pathway as, like, gambling, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, it, like, once you do it, you've done your civic duty, and then you don't think about it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, like, there's definitely. I will admit that there is, I think, a risk of people, you know, voting in, you know, enough communists to do something, and then something gets done, or, like, they get some concessions from the
And
powers
then,
that
oh
be.
no, something will get done.
um, like, it's the sort of, like, when, like, the, you know, how we have, like, the weekend now, and we have labor laws and all this sort of thing, and those were all concessions made by the powers that be in order to prevent, like, revolutionary activity, or buy themselves some time, essentially. And, like, that is definitely something to watch out for. But I would hope, I can't say that, you know, I know this for sure, but I would hope that we have the ability to basically say, like, this is good, this is helpful, but it's not enough. We are still oppressed because we are laboring under capitalism, and are, you know, we are being exploited, and you should not be satisfied with this. We are not satisfied with this. The work must continue. I would hope that we have the ability to sort of make those points to the general public, and to kind of prevent that, you know, prevent electoralism from, you know, taking the wind out of our sails.
Yeah, yeah. I think that it's much more like, if you are someone that's into electoralism, you're
Yeah.
just not very likely to really be into, you know, anything else, because, like, that's just what you view as being important and necessary. And it's good and fine, but it's also like, you know, you're not going to skill up someone that thinks that
Yeah.
into being a communist, because you can't, like, they don't think that anything's wrong. Like, people need to
Yes.
think that something is wrong in order to do something about it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that, like, I mean, I'm not gonna say that I think, like, being an electoralist is enough. Like, I don't think being, like, you know, a liberal capitalist is enough. But I
Yeah.
will say that electoralism itself is probably not going to radicalize anybody, even if you get an option to, like, introduce new ideas to them. They will have to seek out. They will have to latch onto that. That'll have to hook onto them, and they'll have to go away and do their own research, and sort of start thinking themselves about, okay, yeah, shit, this is actually kind of bad, and then they get radicalized. It's not like you don't. I would not be able to go on to the presidential debate stage and say, and now all of you will become communists. You know, that's not how it works. And that's kind of what we talked about last week as well. The point of getting elected as a communist is not to make these radical changes within the framework of liberal democracy, because that's impossible. The point of getting elected as a communist is to make revolution more possible, to give people more opportunities to radicalize themselves, or to radicalize their neighbors, or, you know, all these sorts of things.
Yeah.
And so, and I definitely think that there are people who are just too dedicated to keeping things the way they are, that it's impossible for them to ever like wake up and smell the exploitation.
And smell the exploitation. Smell the stank of Jeff Bezos' dirty little fingers.
I was going to say the stank of his bald head, but yeah, fair enough.
It does stink. He's got bald head cheese. I don't know how you get that, but he's got it.
It just grows up there. It just grows up there.
It just does, like moss.
Okay, so I have built the office on the second floor. I was hoping there would be room for 2 offices. There's not really. There's only really room for 1 up there.
Okay.
Which means that like the requirement,
another floor, another one.
We either need to have another floor, which will again only be able to hold 1 office, or we could perhaps expand the ground floor. That's one of the things we were talking about doing anyway. We could expand the ground floor over to the right if you're looking at the doors from outside, and then sort of maybe build a little bit more on the upper floor. But I kind of don't want to do that expansion without like Adam here, because like it would be more people to work on it, but also like it's his architectural vision, and I don't want to have to make all the decisions on this one. So
yeah, and also it's 10 o'clock, so we'll be wrapping up soon. Jack says electoralism at local levels maybe, but how can anything even moderately progressive happen at a larger scale? Telling people to vote for national change feels like an absolute scam, and yes, and as mentioned, you get your good civic feels from dropping the ballot and then walk away. Honest question, how does a communist get elected, and at what level?
Well, I think to sort of like kind of address those questions in order, I think that the benefit from having like people at the national level is the same as like electing people anywhere. It's not rolling over and giving up a potential like means of control. It's having I think the phrase is like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Like if you're not there to potentially have an impact on something, then you never will. And again, it's not. Oh, there we go. It's not going to save us, but it's like you can look at the Democratic majority right now with Kirsten Sinema and Joe Manchin like blocking a whole bunch of like progressive proposals. Like depending on election results, like 1 person or 2 people who are like radically left wing like could block like right wing policy, could block a right wing proposal that would make life harder for everyone.
Well, that doesn't work because the Democrats will actually wait, like Joe Manchin could absolutely like be cut, and Joe Manchin doesn't matter. Like he's being used as a heel, as an excuse for them to not move forward. So it's like, and the Republicans are much better about like just like moving forward regardless of who's in there like naysaying, because you do get weird constitutional types, and you do get weird like libertarian types that would try to gum up the Republican machine, but it doesn't work because they don't let it, because they aren't pushovers.
I mean, you're right. Like when forced to choose between siding with leftists or siding with the Republicans, the Democrats choose the Republicans every time, because they are used to the playbook that has been the way that American politics has worked for the last however many decades, of the Republicans and the Democrats work together to preserve the status quo over everything. Only recently have the Republicans decided, actually no, we want to advance our ideas, and the Democrats have not sort of responded in a way that says like we're going to advance our ideas in counter to that. Their like response is, no, come back, let's let's protect the status quo. They're still trying to convince them to come back to the table, essentially. Is what I think.
would argue that that the Republicans have never stopped advancing their like there was never a point where the Democrats even were like working with the Republicans and there was like stalling them out on anything. Like the Republicans have always advanced their their projects regardless. So there's
I
not
think
like
yeah, that's a good point. But I also think that like I think that there is a marked shift in the speed at which they're doing that. I think in recent years, I really think that
I think it's just because we're conscious of it now.
it may be, but
Yeah.
I think that like even if like it was never actually the case that the Republicans and Democrats were working together to preserve the status quo over everything else, the Democrats have believed that that was the case. And they've sort of blinded themselves to the reality of the Republicans are just doing what they want anyway. And
I could see that they smoke their own supply.
exactly. I mean, I think that like, but to kind of like get back to the idea of like, what's the point of running for national politics? I mean, it really is like, I really do think it's like you be there for if there's something. And again, like, or I think one of the key points is not everybody has to run for office. Not everybody has to be out there being a campaign manager or knocking on doors or whatever. Like the majority of like leftists in this country, if electoralism was going to be a big part of the strategy, would just have to vote. And admittedly, that's very difficult for some people for various reasons. They may not have the time, they may not have an address that they can use that to be registered at, or like in Texas, they may be suppressed, they may be being purged from the voter rolls. But it's easier than running a campaign or running for office or these sorts of things. And so like even people who are contributing a significant amount of their time and resources to electoralism can still help with like mutual aid and community support and other like things that have a more immediate impact and do more immediate good. And then the majority of leftists can be focused on doing that immediate good, and then every year or so they go down to the polling place and try and get some more leftists in power. And it's like
Jack says, I'm entirely okay with having an AOC who doesn't roll, who forces votes on Medicare for all and doesn't vote president on Israel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, that would be... That person, I don't think, would be considered a communist, but I think that, like, it would be better. Like, I'd like that to happen.
Yeah, what would a communist look like? Like, what would a communist do in office?
I think that if I were to be that communist in Congress, I would mainly try to argue against, like for the sake of the public, try and turn public opinion against policies that were going to make it harder, to live in this country, that we're going to weaken worker power, these sorts of things. I would mostly, like, I think that the actual things that I would get done would probably not be all that different from a Dem-soaked Democrat, but the difference would be in what I'm trying to do outside of office. I think that there's a value in having somebody in the government who says the way that this society works is wrong. There are serious flaws here, and we should not just sit down and take them. And because I don't think that there's been that kind of person really in the United States government before. I think that I would obviously try and push the envelope when I could. I would try and make, more radical proposals. I would try and push existing legislation to be more radical. But I think that, like I say, we're not going to, vote in the revolution. We're not going to, and of course I would try and weaken the military and, reduce the military budget and all these sorts of things. But we're ultimately just going to do things that make it a little bit easier. And so, it's not exactly the, total, rallying cry Braveheart kind of moment that, some people might want and would be great if it could happen. But you've also got to sort of like, there are things that can be done within the system. There are things that have to be done outside of the system. And I think that as communists, we are always going to be working outside of the capitalist system. Stepping inside the system is a sort of flanking maneuver, essentially, at most. And I think that that's okay, really. But who knows? I may be doing another thing. I may be showing my, less developed, practice. Exactly. Yeah. I'm not going to say that I don't call myself a communist, again, because I haven't read the theory. I need to do that, but I haven't yet. I'm a sympathizer at best. I am not going to say that I'm the ultimate best person to do this. I'm not going to say that I'm the ultimate best person to say what it should look like. But this is what I can think of right now, essentially.
Jack asks, how does that person get into Congress?
Yeah. It'd be difficult. I'm not going to lie. It'd be really fucking hard. I think.
What do you run on? Like, how do you sell that? Because if you're saying that someone needs to say that there's something wrong, like, certainly there are people that are going to believe you, but then how do you stay away from both, like, libertarians that are, that have a strong argument for what's wrong, and then just straight up Republicans that are like, well, no, there's nothing wrong with the American experiment,
Yeah.
The American experiment is doing fine.
Yeah, I think that...
I coiled at myself saying the word American experiment. I hate that.
Yeah. I think that there are going to be people that you won't be able to reach, unfortunately. But I think that for people that you can reach, you need to basically say, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to make... I'm going to empower you at your workplace. I'm going to, make your job better. I'm going to make it easier for you to get a home. I'm going, all these sorts of things that focus on how people live their lives and making that existence easier. That's what I would plan to do. And I would be interested to see if it would work. I'm not going to claim that it would magically work. I think, in terms of actually running, getting on the ballot, getting elected, and avoiding the sort of trap that the two-party system lays for anybody who is outside of it, it's the same sort of... honestly, the only way that I can really think of is the same sort of idea that the Green Party ultimately has, is wake people up to the fact that the Democratic and the Republican parties are not actually trying to make life better for anyone, the vast majority of those people, and energize those people instead of disillusionment with all kinds of electoral politics, to instead view it as a tool to force the tyrants out, essentially. And I think that the problem that the Green Party has is that they don't really have a massive group of people who are already suspicious who that they could mobilize. I think that, communists and leftists, although I admit I would not run under the Communist Party banner, because I think that, it's...
Jack says, I can't call myself communist because I haven't read Theories, the gender version of I can't call myself trans because I don't experience adequate dysphoria. I feel like it's something that I should do, and I want to do it. I just need to find a way that I can do it and not be bored to tears, and actually retain the information, and I think audiobooks would be the best way to do that. But and there are some free audiobooks out there of Capital, but I tried to download them onto my phone, and Android Auto wouldn't play them in the car, and so I'm like, oh god. Anyway, Android Auto knows what Das Kapital is, and it just
Google
refuses
is
to actually play it.
Google is sitting. Somebody at Google is sitting there and going, no, let's not let them develop class consciousness today.
Exactly.
I think that, like, sort of getting back to the question of, like, how do you get elected, is, you know, the advantage that leftists have in general is that we already know that the system is fucked. We are doing what we can do to make it better, but we need sort of like a strategy that has multiple facets, that, you know, is not just a sort of vague, let's build the revolution. You know, I think that offering a specific concrete way to say, this is going to help us build the revolution in general, but this is a specific plan to achieve a better foothold, and here's that specific plan, which is what, you know, electoralism is really good at, because you have to, like, lay out everything, you have to document everything, all this sort of thing, in order to, like, not, you know, get declared an invalid candidate. You know, basically, we are already angry, we are already upset. It just takes galvanization, and that galvanization requires people to go I think it requires a mass of people to go, okay, we're not going to win the revolution this way, but we're going to make it easier. It's going to be worthwhile to run this candidate, to vote for this candidate, and then if we can do that, we'll be in a better place. So yeah, I think that, like, you know, it's possible. It's not easy, and God, I don't even know how the legal challenges might go, because there certainly used to be laws that said communists could not hold public office in the United States. I don't know if those are still enforced.
Those are still there, yeah.
Those are still there, but I think that, like, there are people like Socialist Alternative Kshama Sawant in Seattle, who's a, you know, open socialist on city council. So I don't know, like, they may have been challenged in some places.
You can be socialist as long as you are, like, not, like, declaring that you're a member of the Communist Party, technically. I don't know how it works, though. Jack says, I should disclose that my girlfriend ran for Congress as a secret communist.
Oh, cool. No, that's, like, I think, you know, I love the idea of, you know, going, you know, openly, like, I'm running for Congress as a socialist, I'm running for Congress as somebody who believes in revolution, and I love the idea of being open about that and seeing how that would do, and hopefully, you know, it would go well. But I think that much in the way that you can lie to your boss, or you can lie to a potential employer, like, you know, you don't necessarily have to disclose that you're pro-revolution. Like, you could run as a Democrat, but, like, be slowly working to undermine capitalism. And, you know,
yeah,
I don't think that sort of thing, I would not oppose somebody who was trying that sort of approach if I knew that was the approach they're trying. There's the rub, is that if you want to be unsuspicious in the Democratic Party, you kind of end up having to at least talk like a regular Democrat, and then the radical leftists kind of don't think you're good enough. And so, you know, it's, you know, but I think that, like, if it can work, it's worth trying, you know, just to for the chance that it could work.
Bunny was asking which podcast read Capital, and it's Marx Madness, which Bunny remembered.
Marx Madness, okay. I will actually...
Marx Madness, a very radical podcast. We had them on, and we interviewed them a little bit, and they were very stereotypical tankies, which you know, we support here. We support and love all of our comrades.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, just a short thing here, any, like, actual, like, socialist system is not going to be dominated by a particular, like, leftist ideology. We would have to, like, kind of accept that people are going to disagree, and we're going to have an amalgamation of different ideologies, because otherwise, like, it'll devolve into carnage, and then like we won't get anything done. So
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sympathetic.
I think leave the leave the people that believe in bureaucracy to run the bureaucracy. Leave the people that believe in like you know hyper individualism
Yeah,
to manage whatever specialty thing they're gonna be managing.
and then when they
Like
have to interact, like establish a base of mutual respect. Yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I
I I,
think
th-
um
I I think that's the approach that you have to take with like electoralism too. Is
yeah,
like at the end of the day, it is a waste of time, and its goal is literally just to like bring things to like greater public visibility
yeah,
and be like a loud voice that's out there, but also participating in this song and dance.
yeah. The song and dance is absolutely totally pointless. The vast majority of what you're going to do as an elected official is totally pointless. But
Mm-hmm.
it's worth it for the few opportunities you will have to make something not as bad as it could be, to slip something in to advance, the cause of the revolution, to weaken the existing capitalist state a little bit. It's worth it for the opportunities you get, and it's worth it for the fact that we're not just rolling over and fucking giving up. I
Yeah.
think that there's something valuable in that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that there's a lot. Uh, Jack says she was trying to primary a Democrat.
Yeah,
Jack's girlfriend was trying to primary a Democrat, which
yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of like it's hard to say like spending time online arguing is valuable because it's not really valuable at the end of the day, right?
yeah.
Um,
The best you can hope for is that you'll change somebody's mind, but that's very difficult. It's very difficult to do when you're arguing with somebody. You're much more likely to change the minds of people who are like looking on.
yeah, and
And
it's
even
like
that's
a
kind of
cool
difficult.
thing to aspire to do, but
Yeah,
also like, then you've loaded how many hours into arguing online when, yeah, if you
yeah,
put a little more effort into it and had a little bit more money, then you could change the minds of people that are uh that are in your local community
yeah,
instead, and you could convert your garden club to communism instead of just your garden Facebook group.
yeah. And I mean, and in some ways, like what we're doing now is kind of like a step above arguing on the internet. I think because we're pondering different
Massive fan.
questions, and we're admitting to being pro revolution, and there needs to be places where there need to be places where people can refine what they believe, and like the best
Yeah,
discussions and arguments do that. But there
I
also
mean,
need to be places where
I
people can just feel like they're being heard and they're not the only person that believes something.
yeah, I did it in a Facebook group that was a bunch of libertarian veterans that have all turned into communists now.
Oh, nice.
So that was probably the best place that I could have done that at,
Yeah.
because that's just where we all ended up at.
Dirt was near sand. Where the fuck is the cobblestone?
Cobblestone
I like, the problem is that the signs are not finished yet. The organization is not yet finished. The signs are
is
not
right
put
at the
in.
beginning.
Yeah, I just realized. I never claimed to
There
be
it is,
intelligent.
Yeah, it's all to get visibility, and
Yeah.
it's all to like to communicate to people, like, but Hassan does more. um it's been super cool to see my science Twitter friends moving left from lib to lefter to some leftist.
Yeah.
Nice, not some. There
Awesome.
you go. That is awesome. Yeah, that's like it's uh Hassan does more for leftists than AOC does, because
Yes.
well, Hassan is very normal and is very appealing to people because he's he's explaining things very very simply. He's approaching it from like, he's clearly like very um you know uh very political, but
Yeah.
he's also very like, he comes off as like a smart dumb guy, not as a dumb smart guy. I realize
I kind of
that
hope I'm I hope I approach in some way the smart dumb guy. that
we
that is
all want to
what
be the
I hope.
smart dumb guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I think also, like, I think that there are also some legitimate criticisms of, like, leftist content creators, and, like, Hassan is not immune to that as well. But I think that ultimately I would rather have them, I would rather have, people who are engaging with this content, bring it up to people who have not thought about it before, than not have that. I would.
You know what the funniest thing I've ever heard from like Hassan's like sphere of influence is? Like some conversation that he was having with XQC. Have you ever listened to XQC
See,
talk before?
I I actually have never. I don't really interact with. As much as I have
Streamers.
just talked them up, I don't really interact with leftist online creators much at all, except on Tumblr. But then, like, those are the people that I follow and kind of know,
Yeah.
So it's anyway.
Yeah.
So no
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the answer to that question.
XQC, whenever he talks, at first you think it's like a stream persona. It sounds like XQC, like it's gonna forget how to breathe one day and then just perish. We're all gonna be like, damn, R.I.P. I guess. He is the dumbest sounding person. Like some of the words that come out of his mouth just worry me. Um, but himbo versus economists, yeah. He like Hassan was just like explaining something to him like really simply about like why some local news thing was, giving him like the leftist explanation for it, and
Yeah.
he was just like, oh, okay, I hadn't thought of it like that, and it was
Mhm.
super great, and Hassan can just do that.
Yeah. And yeah, like,
And that's what he's useful for,
Yeah.
He's doing things that like people like normal like that people do just typically in LA, just doing LA things.
it's it's definitely helpful to, like, explain difficult concepts. It's definitely useful to be able to explain difficult concepts or complex concepts in simple ways or relatable
Mhm.
ways. And, like, as much as, like, people like Tom Scott and other scientific YouTubers are doing that for, like, science stuff, like, that's a very common, I think, sort of niche of creator on the internet. But also, like, having that for radical left-wing politics is definitely a good thing. I think,
Mhm.
like with anything, there's a responsibility to not, like, take advantage of the people that the audience that you have, and not, like, run grifts on them. And there's some question about that for some creators, but, like, if you've got somebody who's just genuinely trying to do their best, like, that, I think
It's more sincere. It's sincere.
Yeah.
It feels sincere.
Yeah.
Hassan feels very sincere when he streams. And people like that.
Yeah. Again, like, I haven't, like, consumed any of his content, but I will take your word on that. Yeah.
I think he seems normal. It seems
Okay.
fine. I'm not particularly, I don't feel like I have any strong opinions on whether or not Hassan should lead the revolution.
Right. Yeah. I mean, is there somebody who should lead the revolution? Should the revolution have a leader? All these sorts of questions. But
Yeah, probably. But, fuck if I know who it's supposed to be, so.
Well, how's your any other messages in your chat?
Um, let's see. I was watching my science Twitter friends moving left from lib to left to some leftists.
Yep.
Not all, but some. Mine was in my last college class. I got several students to consider communism as a valid politic.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Himbo versus economists. Super cool science Twitter leftists too are the ones that are. Bunny said super cool science Twitter leftists too. Like there are cool science Twitter leftists.
Yeah.
knowing people are moving left is super exciting.
Yeah. And I mean, like, this is a really great time to sort of, I think it is. I think this is a great time to sort of be questioning the way things are, because like we're seeing things like the movement that, you know, the Great Resignation. You know, we're seeing things like a bunch of, you know, fast casual and fast food workers and retail workers, you know, are saying, I'm not going to put up with this shit anymore. I'm leaving.
Oh yeah.
And
Absolutely.
and you know, we are closer than we have been, I think, to a sort of mass, like, you know, flip the switch and we all sort of like accept, you know, we all sort of start accepting more radical thoughts as genuinely possible.
General strike time. Yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah.
I gotta take this dog out.
Okay, no problem.
Come on. Let's go.
Well, oh hey, yeah, let's look at the bees. The bees are always good. Oh, well, they're gone, but okay. And yes, my Minecraft is freezing every so often. Yep, it's not responding right now. So, you know, here we go. Yeah, again, like I said earlier, this will hopefully be the last weekly stream that I do on this computer with the limitations that it has. I will hopefully have a brand new computer built by next week. I don't think I'm going to be able to have it up and running tomorrow, unfortunately, because, well, I might be able to have parts of it running. Actually, yeah, I think I can get. I have a Core i5 11600K that I'm going to install in it, and I think that has onboard graphics. So I think I could do some basic stuff with it. I think I could, like, browse the internet and that sort of thing. But I don't. My graphics card that I currently have in this computer, I'm going to transfer to the new one, because God knows that I could not afford to buy a new graphics card at this point. Like, it would add another $1,000 on top of the already like $1,400 I paid for the parts easily. And so I'm definitely not going to buy a new graphics card. I'm just going to swap this one out. Of course, if I take this graphics card out.
What?
I was going to say, if I take this graphics card out, I can't use it to put together my radio show, Thinkwing Radio with Mike Honig, Wednesdays at 11 a.m. on 90.1 FM HD2, Houston's community station, or online at kpft.org, or on the blog for the show anytime at thinkwingradio.com. When I record that tomorrow evening. But I think I could, if I can get it up and running, I could just, if I get everything else up and running, I could swap the graphics card over and maybe have it ready in time for Thinkwing tomorrow. I just kind of realized that. I might be able to pull this off, which would be very cool. Which would be very, very cool. So we'll see about that. Anyway, I would be talking to Zach's chat, except I cannot see Zach's chat, unfortunately. We talked about maybe putting each other's cameras on our streams, and I have to wonder. I don't know if like that can work with my layout, unfortunately, but I wonder if like it might be useful to have each other's chats open on another window somewhere. So that we sort of like have basically one conglomerate chat. Or, you know, I could join the Psychic Dolphin Garage Discord and just, you know, monitor that. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm pretty happy with the progress we've made on this core city here. I think that there's definitely still places we can go with it. We can, we can. I mean, the library needs to be finished. Adam is working on that.
In Alabasta, the question was like, who's the boss?
And there's plenty of,
Very quickly,
room to expand if we need to do that. We haven't been dying a whole lot recently, so I think we're okay for now on like housing and this sort of thing. But yeah, really our next sort of like expansion step is satellite cities, and Zach has sort of started that.
What's this Frankie guy's deal? What's he buying on the black market with 200 million berries?
But
Well, also, like,
have we done? Do we have Junglewood? We might have Junglewood already.
What is his obsession with Robin? Why is he literally...
I would also like to find another reason to go out and explore, because I think that I like working on the city. I do enjoy that, but I also enjoy going out and seeing what's out there and just exploring this world with other people, crucially, because if I was just playing this game myself on my own, I would not have done even half of this stuff. It would not look anywhere near as nice, and I probably would have just done it I probably would have sat down and played for 6 hours in the middle of the night one night, and then not gone back to it at all, because Minecraft is an enjoyable experience, but it used to be a lot more enjoyable when it was fresh for me and it could hold my interest in single player for hours on end. But I think these days I really need something else other than just the traditional Minecraft gameplay to keep me invested. And this stream is really good for that, because we're working together. There's other people involved, and it's not just me trying to come up with something to do in Minecraft. Yeah. Well. So yeah, we've built the second floor of the town hall, put an office up there. I am annoyed that there wasn't enough room for a second office. That is really annoying. But we do what we can with what we have, and we have plenty of room over here, I think, to expand it. I can move this ring road here over a few blocks, and we can add an extension that would hopefully give a little bit more room and make us able to put 2 offices up there, because I like the idea of just having the lobby just be the lobby. No business goes on here. It's just it's the landing. It's where you come in, and it's a welcoming space where you can chill. You could do that even more on the underground lobby floor, and then there's beds here to sleep in. I like the idea of having 2 floors that are just as a sort of communal space. So I think I would just kind of add more seating over there, and maybe put a sleeping area up on this floor as well, because as much as I like having the sleeping area down here, it's a bit cramped, as evidenced by the fact that when 2 people use it, they wake up inside each other. And it's it's a little bit inconvenient to go down a floor every time you want to sleep a little bit as well. So well, Zach's not here, so I guess I'm gonna have to stay awake through the night. Yeah, this is kind of bringing back memories of the micronation that I put together in Minecraft a few years ago. I was working on it with some friends of mine from the UK. It was the Union of Virtual States, and the entire idea was we wouldn't claim any physical like area in the real world, we would just claim this Minecraft server, and we would sort of open it to the public eventually once we had like all the infrastructure and everything built. And I think the biggest aspect of it was the capital city, Acacia City, which was the city that I built in the state that I was governor of, Libertas, and was also the capital of both the state of Libertas and the nation. I built three large buildings. One was the executive building. One was, I forget whether we just called it the legislative building or not, but one was a legislature, and one was like an office building for like agencies. And we put together like a whole like structure for this government. We held an election, but like only 2 out of the 3 of us were present for it, and I was the only person who ran, so it was that sort of thing. But we spent a lot of time on it. We had some good times, and it never got ready to be opened, but we enjoyed the process of making it, even if it kind of died when I moved back to the US. So
Andrew, Bunny says to tell you that it's cool to hear about your computer building.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I kind of realized halfway through my filler rambling that your chat could also hear me. I was covering for my stream, but
just
then I realized
invisible listeners that you have to entertain.
Yeah. But that's fine. I hope I didn't bore anyone to death.
That's funny. Jack says, quote, when 2 people use it, they wake up inside each other.
Yes.
Tell me more about this feature so I can avoid using it on accident.
Yes. That's the sleeping area downstairs. You just, how you get into a bed in Minecraft and then you wake up and you're standing, and the problem is that when there's only one block that you can stand in, you both go there, and so
please can we just put a sign up that says Jack is banned banned from here?
Jack not allowed in the sleeping area.
He's not allowed in the sleeping area. Sorry, Jack. Can't have you accidentally waking up inside of other people.
Yeah,
that would just be.
But I mean, when we sort of expand the ground floor of the town hall, I'm hoping to put in a second sleeping area, and then I will be able to take away one of the beds in the downstairs sleeping area so that it will just be for one person and nobody's going to wake up inside anybody. So
nobody's going to wake up inside anybody. You hear me? There was only one block. Yeah, Jack. We hear it all the time. Sure.
Yeah.
And 1 block, Jack. Okay. All right. Look at that. I've got another apartment laid out. I got this one almost built. I'm gonna start on a 3rd story soon. I need to build stairs out here. And I need to figure out how wide I'm gonna make them.
Yeah, I did what I could to help. I think I helped finish the roof on this one, and I did what I could to sort of like fit the style of that one and continue and keep that going, complete that one. So yeah, when I drove my boat over here when I was helping with this apartment, it was a little difficult to get out because the docks are higher than the boats, so
yeah, it needs to be underwater. I was just throwing it down there. It does need to be moved though, so that it's the right height.
The right height, yeah.
The right height, as opposed to the left height. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're gonna add some stairs like this, and I'll take these other stairs out in a second.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Your design has like another 2-story apartment on top that's accessible through outdoor stairs, right?
Exactly. Precisely.
so far the only models that we've seen have been like single apartments, so like it makes sense why we forgot about that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping once I get the stairs going and add a second story to this one, then we'll have something to model off of.
We should also probably sleep.
Oh yeah, I have a bed over here, but not one in any of the other apartments. They all need beds actually.
Yeah.
Come to think of it. Surprisingly, not a lot of mobs spawning right now.
Yeah, that's true, especially on this this, you know, like
The
foundation
dark one.
over here, where I
think
sleep.
1.18 has it set so if there's one
Ah, shit! My bed's going to the bottom of the fucking ocean. God damn it!
there's one brightness that mobs won't spawn.
Okay. Well, that's good.
It's just like but there was just one block. Ooh woo. I'm just laughing about this comment.
I know.
Still, I'm
The,
easily entertained.
The AU where they have to sleep over, but there's only one block to stand in the morning.
Exactly.
It's a dirt
Alright.
block.
Let's set these
So-
stairs up.
Wasn't somebody
Oops.
talking about building some underground tunnels around the city?
I am going to make the stairs go down underground,
Okay.
and we will see what that ends up looking like whenever I get to it.
All right. I remembered hearing something about underground tunnels. I just didn't remember if I was supposed to be helping with that.
We'll get there eventually. All right, here's the stairs. What do we think about? What if I just removed all of these little filler pieces real fast?
So many good parts in here.
It just
There
let
were
me
so
do
many good
this.
parts.
That's fine, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Maybe I'll do that on this now.
I just have PTSD from the Duck Dimmadome.
There we go.
The copper roof of the well is nice and green.
Yep, it's looking good and patinaed.
Yes.
Ooh, do not jump off. Okay, all right.
Butter,
I'm
butter,
funny.
butter.
I'm very funny. Precisely, Jack. Precisely.
The Taco Bell.
Jeez. I gotta get some. I'm almost out of andesite. All right.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be the middle. 4. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, there's middle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5. There we go. So this will be the top part. So I need to add this. So I need to start adding second apartments so that we have big apartments up here. How am I gonna?
2 defensive towers, maybe upgraded from watchtowers or built onto wall. Do we have that requirement met? Are we working on that?
We have a wall.
We have a wall.
Yes, have built a defensive wall around.
Okay. And then
So we have a wall technically, and then we do technically have like 3 towers, I believe. I believe
yeah.
what I have constructed is in fact 3 towers.
Okay. So then I'll do a checkmark react on that.
Oh, it's down there. Okay.
Paths between the town hall and each community structure. So our community structures are timber mill and the bulletin board. And I think we got the town hall. I think there was the hot springs are a community structure, but they're inside the town hall, so that's fine.
Correct.
The bulletin board, I remember
There, that works. I'll do that.
building a path.
instead.
Yeah, like there's a path to the bulletin board. That's all fine. The well is there. That's got a path.
I want Jojo to be really
Yeah, I think everything's pathed up. That's fine. Let's see what else.
There, we'll do that. I don't know what I need to make these stairs out of. I think they need to be a different material, but I'm not certain what material.
fun.
And I think
Yeah.
maybe they'll be andesite. Maybe I'll do like solid andesite on them.
Let's see.
And this will
shit.
be
Oh, and by the way, this is also
The top
a stream
Is us.
in promotion of the Industrial Workers of the World, a anti-capitalist revolutionary labor union that believes in organizing across industry lines.
I put it on my like songs, and now I hear it all the
Because
time.
an injury to one is an injury to all. So join your local IWW
speaking of
branch and find out more information at iww.org.
if all this talk of organizing has you hot under the collar.
Well, that could be construed a different way, but okay.
Yeah.
You moved the boat.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was just left there.
It was
Well,
on purpose.
I thought it was accidental. That's what.
I had it there so that I could just jump to the boat and then jump across, so I don't have
I'm
to swim
sorry. I
every
didn't
time.
think about that.
Did I come down? I did not come down the andesite hallway. All right, I should maybe read the signs and see if the signs.
I think the signs
Helpful.
mention andesite. Yeah.
They are helpful this one time.
Yeah, they're helpful when like they actually point out where things are, but not everything has a place yet, and not every sign is accurate.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly. That's like secret cap. They're always doing innuendo. How did Adam get there to be no light in these cubbies? That's
I saw that earlier. I was like, what the fucking dark between the
Maybe it's
stars
like
has
a one-
infiltrated our Minecraft world? Like, what the hell?
maybe it's like a 1.18 thing.
Like straight
There it went.
Maybe.
Oh, because I messed with the light, so it did it.
Oh, you fixed it? Okay.
You just have to reset the light. I think it's because Java weirdness.
Yeah,
done.
I mean, yeah, like, updates sometimes break things. As anybody who's familiar with technology at all knows.
It only breaks them in the good way, though.
Well, you hope. You certainly hope.
It's always the good way if I enjoy how they break.
I suppose that's true.
Think, Fambalam. We thinking the stairs are good? Are we thinking the stairs are good?
We come over there. and
I'm
take another look.
thinking, we're thinking the stairs are good.
They
Ooh, yeah.
They are designed well, definitely. They have quite a significant profile, I would say, and they kind of cover up the front of the apartment. But if you're okay with that, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I think they could be built to the side, but then I'd have to put the front door on a different place. And I think having the porch look out onto the stairs is not the worst. I would just have to change where the front door is. Like if I did it on the side, I would just change the front door from here to there. So
Yeah,
I think
I mean-
it could be moved. I would also then either have to wrap the porch around it or change this porch entirely.
If you were going to change it, that's what I would say. You should like build an extension to the porch around to the side, leave the front door where it is, and like just have the stairs go up on the side, and then on the second like apartment, have the stairs wrap around again, and put the door in the same place, and just sort of keep doing that. Maybe like alternating sides, maybe not, depending on what looks better. But that's only if you wanted to change it. I think if you're happy with this, then that makes total sense.
I think I wouldn't. So the thing is see these big piers that I did? These are
Yeah.
supporting like the whole porch and the house. I think I
Yes.
wouldn't change the direction of the piers. I think I would just make little piers off the side of them. No, I think I would change to the full direction of the piers so that it goes the right way, so that it goes and lets the front be the front with a small wraparound. No. I would just make it 4 wide.
I
It
mean,
needs to be 4 wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be 3 off. Huh. I'll think about that. I think this porch needs to be at least 3 wide because it's 2 to get over there, and then a third one so you could run a little rail.
yeah, I think that you could. I think that the piers make the most sense. Pointing the same direction as the front door on the bottom apartment, and then like the stairs would be nice, or could be nice on the side of the to one side of the apartments, but they don't need to be. The front door, the stairs, and the pier don't all need to be in the same direction. I think the front door and the pier make the most sense together. I think the stairs would make plenty of sense being on the side. God damn it! Stop going in the ocean when I sleep on this foundation here.
Yeah. Okay. I'll change that then, because that sounds good. I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, don't think you have to do it on my account, but I appreciate that you appreciate my input. Oh shit! I'm too deep. I need to. There we go.
Get that.
Get more air. I also do recognize that I just said, oh shit, I'm too deep. I need to get more air. Didn't even really help. But, you know.
You included, big guy.
Can we lift you?
Oh shit. What the
No, sir.
Oh, is this the
No, sir.
kelp farm?
The kelp farm?
No, the kelp farm is over near where the rest of the farms are. What the hell is this? Can you tell where I am from my... I'm out on this little island over here.
Oh, I see you.
Yeah, there's like a huge fucking pit. It's almost
that
like...
was a cave that was already there.
Huh.
There's definitely a cave there already because I fell into it one time and almost died.
It's almost like a mini ravine.
Yeah.
That's weird as fuck.
Right? So, yeah,
this
so
is
I dug down into it, but yeah,
Right,
this whole
okay.
thing down here is covered by sand, actually.
Right. Yeah, I just had not seen this at all.
It's
God damn,
dangerous
that's-
as fuck, isn't it?
Yeah. And then what's this down here?
That's an entrance into the this is one of the mining tunnels, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right.
So this is what I'm thinking would be connected to, eventually would be connected to the like underwater bubbles of the
Right.
of the rest of it. Good night, Jack. Thanks for hanging out with us.
See you later, Jack. Thanks for the chatting and the questions. Okay.
You want down? Yeah, you don't want up here when you can't have my food, do you? Dumb dog. Oh, this house is full of himbo dogs. Yeah, here's the way out.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, and then we're right underneath the stairs. We're right underneath
Yes. Okay. Town hall. Yeah.
of the storage center.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, so it interfaces rather well.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
And then we'll
Can we turn the mining tunnels into other things without breaking the challenge?
Yeah, of course. If we build them out into like actual like living spaces or whatever, yeah, that doesn't impede anything.
Okay. Second. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also, yes, you have voted for it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I've kind of run out of things to do, unfortunately.
Yeah. All that I've got to do is
The apartments. Yeah.
work on the apartments, and that's it's gonna take a little while longer to get them right, and to get them tall enough, and to
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
It's yeah. These are a sort of long-term project, and that's absolutely fine.
Let's see if we can talk Artemis into coming with us, and maybe Dennis, and see if we can raid a Guardian Temple.
Oh, that would be fucking awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
A Guardian Temple would be great, because then we would have sponge, and then when I build the underground part, I can just do it with sponge instead of, or the underwater
Yeah.
part, I can just clear it out with sponge instead of having to like fill it with sand and then remine it. 'Cause
Yeah.
the sand method is brutal.
Yeah. Are you thinking of doing that now, or like for a future thing?
For a future,
Yeah,
yeah, because I got to build the upper parts first and build at least 2 stories on them,
Yeah,
and that's a lot already.
And it's also like 11 o'clock at night.
Oh yeah.
Then they may not be
Yeah.
ready for prime time. But yeah, I always like having guests on. So
Yeah, we'll get Artemis should in theory be more available because school should be over soon, or she should be on winter break. But Dennis is working all the time, so yeah.
Just whenever.
Maybe Charlie will be available soon as well, and then we'll get Charlie will be a consistent member of the commune.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
a consistent co-star of
Resident
the stream.
co-star. There you go.
Yeah. So
All right, I'm dropping all this off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one steak with me so I can make it back, and one potato.
Well, I'm actually kind of thinking that I might call it a night because as I mentioned, run out of stuff to do. So.
Yep. It's all good. We can go ahead and close up stream. Jack is left. Bunny's probably still hanging out, but
okay. I'm gonna head to the meeting room.
Dennis has probably also stayed hanging out. Oh yeah. I'll come over to the meeting room.
Okay.
Before I head back to my other city.
Yeah, and of course, like I expect you'll still be working on, a couple of various projects that you've got going on. That's the advantage of having a satellite city is that you can do that on your own.
Exactly. Yeah. I have a satellite city because I want to be working on it, not because I am compelled by my personality disorder to be working on it.
Yes.
What was it yesterday that we said?
Okay.
Whenever we
Do my
finished, I looked
routine
up to see if there was a way
stream ending strip, and there we go. All right. Well, thank you very much, folks, for joining us for week 7 of the Obsidian Project. A little bit of a slower stream, but it was nice, and I hope it was relaxing for you. We're gonna keep working on this city. We're gonna keep trying to fulfill the various parts of the challenge, and as we've mentioned a couple times, this is to sort of bring the challenge up to the modern game of Minecraft, and make changes to it that make it more fun to play, for us at least. And one day it would be nice to sort of like put this together on a proper server with mods and this sort of thing that we run and can let a whole bunch of people into. So we hope you enjoyed the stream, and we hope you'll come back next week for more Obsidian Project. Anything you want to say, Zach?
Give me communism or give me death.
Valid. Give me communism or give me death. I think that's a marked improvement over Ben Franklin's original words. With that, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And good night.